Top 10 American foods that are banned in other countries. Have you ever wondered why some foods that Americans enjoy without a second thought are met with a red flag in other parts of the world? The global food industry is a complex landscape with varying standards and regulations, and what may be considered safe and suitable for consumption in one nation may raise concerns elsewhere. In today's video, we will be talking about American foods banned in other countries. So pack your taste buds as we embark on a culinary tour that will leave you both hungry for knowledge and eager to savor the rich diversity of our planet's palate. Number 10. Farm-raised salmon. The world of salmon, loved for its rich, buttery flavor and versatility in culinary creations. Yet beneath its appetizing exterior lies a tale of controversy revolving around the farming practices of this prized fish. In the United States, the practice of farming salmon involves a controversial cocktail of antibiotics and chemicals. These substances are used not only to combat diseases, but also to accelerate growth, ensuring a faster turnaround for the seafood industry. However, this approach has raised profound concerns on two fronts: antibiotic resistance and environmental pollution. The overuse of these drugs in aquaculture can contribute to the development of antibiotic-resistant bacteria, a growing global health crisis. The chemicals and antibiotics can leach into the surrounding aquatic ecosystems, potentially harming marine life. In contrast, countries like Australia and New Zealand have taken a more cautious approach to salmon farming. They have implemented stringent regulations and, in some cases, outright bans on the use of these drugs in aquaculture. Number 9. Wheat thins. Wheat thins, like other similar wheat-based products, have faced restrictions or bans in some countries primarily due to concerns related to the food additive BHE, butylated hydroxytoluene. DHE is used as a synthetic antioxidant in processed foods like wheat thins to prevent the oxidation of fats and oils, thereby extending the product's shelf life. The reason for the bans or restrictions in certain countries stems from health concerns associated with BHE. There is some scientific evidence suggesting that BHE, when consumed in large quantities, may pose health risks, including its potential to act as a carcinogen. As a result, countries with stricter regulations on food additives and safety have opted to limit or prohibit the use of BHE in food products, including snack crackers like wheat thins. Number 8. U.S. chicken. A controversy that revolves around chicken, chlorine, and culinary choices. Chlorine-washed chicken, a common practice in the United States, has found itself banned in several countries, particularly within the European Union. But why the fuss? The heart of the matter lies in food safety and potential health risks. Critics argue that chlorine washing might merely be a band-aid solution, addressing surface contamination while neglecting deeper issues. They raise valid concerns about chemical byproducts, like those chlorinated organic compounds that can form during the process, potentially posing health risks over time. But here's where it gets interesting. Some countries opt for a different approach. They emphasize stringent hygiene standards and animal welfare practices throughout poultry production to prevent contamination from the start. Chlorine washing, in their eyes, is a last resort measure, not a solution. Number 7. Little Debbie Swiss Rolls. Little Debbie Swiss Rolls, those delectable chocolatey treats that have delighted taste buds for generations, have found themselves in a bit of a European conundrum. It turns out that the recipe for these sweet delights includes certain dyes that have raised eyebrows and prompted bans in the European Union. However, Austria and Norway have banned them completely. The culprit: artificial food dyes. These colorful additives, while common in many American products, have faced stricter regulations abroad due to concerns about their potential health effects. As a result, Little Debbie Swiss Rolls have faced restrictions or even a complete ban in these regions. Number 6. Coffee Mate Creamer. Coffee Mate Creamer, a convenient addition to coffee for many, faces restrictions and bans in some European countries due to its high trans fat content. Trans fats, particularly in the form of partially hydrogenated oils, have been linked to various health concerns, primarily elevating levels of LDL, low-density lipoprotein, or bad cholesterol, while simultaneously lowering levels of HDL, high-density lipoprotein, or good cholesterol. The bans in certain European nations reflect stringent food safety and health standards aimed at safeguarding the well-being of their citizens. Excessive trans fat consumption is associated with an increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and other cardiovascular problems, making it a focal point of health-conscious regulations. In response to these concerns, many countries have implemented regulations to limit or eliminate trans fats from the food supply, which includes restrictions on products like coffee mate creamer. Number 5. Ritz cracker. Coming in the same category as before, a crunchy, buttery Ritz cracker that you can't resist. But in some corners of Europe, this classic snack has found itself on the wrong side of the law. Why? It all comes down to trans fats, those sneaky substances that can wreak havoc on your health. You see, trans fats, especially the ones lurking in partially hydrogenated oils, have a notorious reputation. They're the villains behind heart disease, and no one wants them in their snacks. Governments in certain European countries decided to take matters into their own hands, banning products like Ritz crackers that pack a punch of trans fats. Number 4. U.S. milk. One prominent issue is the use of growth hormones like RBGH and RBST in dairy cattle to boost milk production. Some regions, particularly within the European Union, have banned or restricted milk from hormone-treated cows due to health concerns. Additionally, antibiotic use in dairy farming has raised worries about antibiotic residues in milk, prompting strict regulations in some countries. Compliance with differing milk quality standards, labeling requirements, and certification processes can also impact the availability of U.S. milk in certain regions. While U.S. milk is a staple in many households, it's intriguing to explore the reasons behind its exclusion from international markets. From growth hormones and antibiotics to differing quality standards and labeling requirements, the factors that lead to restrictions on U.S. milk products in foreign lands. Number 3. Skittles. Skittles, those iconic bite-sized, fruit-flavored candies that have delighted taste buds for generations, have encountered some roadblocks in Norway and Sweden. What's the fuss all about? It boils down to the presence of artificial food dyes, specifically Yellow 5 and Yellow 6, in the candy's colorful coating. Yellow 5 and Yellow 6 are synthetic dyes commonly used to achieve vibrant colors in a wide range of food products. However, in Norway and Sweden, the regulatory stance is more cautious. These countries have implemented restrictions or bans on certain artificial food dyes due to concerns about their potential health effects, particularly in relation to hyperactivity in children. So, while Skittles continue to be a beloved treat in many parts of the world, these Scandinavian nations are opting for a different path, placing a premium on natural and additive-free foods. Number 2. Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew, the neon-hued, citrus-flavored soda, has garnered a reputation for its vibrant appearance and a flavor that's often described as an acquired taste. However, its vivid colors might not be the only thing raising eyebrows in some countries, like Japan, where it has faced restrictions and bans. The key culprit here is an ingredient called brominated vegetable oil, VVO. VVO contains bromine, a naturally occurring element that, while safe in small amounts, can pose health risks when consumed in excessive quantities. It's used in Mountain Dew and other citrus-flavored beverages to help keep the flavoring oils suspended evenly in the liquid. Concerns about bromine's potential health effects, including thyroid issues and reproductive problems, have prompted certain countries to limit or ban BVO in food and beverages. While the vibrant allure of Mountain Dew continues to entice fans around the world, its unique ingredient composition has sparked regulatory disparities, reflecting the diverse approaches to food safety standards across the globe. Number 1. Maraschino Cherries. Maraschino cherries, those vibrant red toppings that adorn sundaes and cocktails, may not have universal appeal. These cherries, with their eye-catching hue, owe their color to a dye known as Red 40. However, you won't find them gracing desserts in places like the UK and Switzerland, where Red 40 has been banned. The ban arises from concerns about the potential risks associated with Red 40, which include allergic reactions in some individuals. While the dye is generally considered safe for consumption, adverse reactions have prompted certain countries to err on the side of caution. As we conclude our journey through the world of American foods banned in other countries, we've gained valuable insights into the diverse and sometimes perplexing landscape of global food regulations. From health concerns to environmental considerations, each country makes choices about what is safe and acceptable for its citizens. It's essential to recognize that these regulations reflect the unique priorities and values of different nations. As consumers, understanding these distinctions can lead to more informed choices about the foods we eat and the products we purchase. So, the next time you're in the grocery store or enjoying a meal abroad, you'll have a better understanding of the diverse world of food regulations and the reasons behind them. Stay curious, stay informed, and continue to savor the rich tapestry of flavors that our interconnected world offers. With that being said, as the video comes to an end, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear from you, and make sure you share and subscribe to not miss more of Food Discovery.